Hey friends, this is Jasmine and you are watching Image Games. Today I am showing you episode 6, I believe, of my challenge park in Planet Coaster. So I am skipping around a little bit. This video has been sped up 4 times. I did edit it like I normally do, so you don't get to see like too much stuff that's boring. So anyway, I'm on this side of the park that's kind of in front of that police type building and my Electrify coaster, and I just added a little carousel just to go in between those pathways there. And I just thought that would be a good little ride, since I had originally had a carousel at the beginning of this park, and oh, I'm so sorry. And I eventually deleted it because it was getting too old. And that's just, it's just one of those things that you kind of have to do while playing these challenge modes, because your rides get old and then the people don't want to ride them, or they don't want to pay to ride them. So anyway, yeah, so I'm placing this carousel. I made it kind of black and yellow just to kind of go with the Electrify ride, and my police ride has a lot of black in it. It's not, it's not super pretty, but I thought it worked. So just placing some plants around. That's basically my default scenery for these round rides. It's just something, it just adds a little something, and I think it's kind of pretty. And it ups the scenery score, or the scenery rating, so that's good. As I came back to this park, because I have been working on my my sandbox park, and so I haven't played this park in like a week or so, and I was like, dang, I got a lot of mistakes I need to fix. So I had a lot of terrain that was kind of weird, and some pathing that needed to be reworked a little bit. So I did that. You can see I had a garbage can hanging off the side, just hanging in midair. So I had to kind of do some little fixes like that to make it decent. Yeah, but the feel of my park is kind of interesting. So I have, on the one side, I have like the rainbow hyper jump, and it's very colorful, and I have that spinning coaster that's basically, it's kind of a red color. Then the other side, I have like black and grays and white and muted colors, so I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, so now I'm just building a little restrooms and some shops for the people coming out of the Electrify coaster, and I just kind of made it match the coaster station. And originally I had this building be 2 stories, I call it stories, 2 stories high. And I was like, this looks weird, I don't know why. And then my husband Michael was like, it should probably just be 1 level. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, because it doesn't need to be a ginormous building. And I had thought, okay, I could make this a building that the little guests could walk through at some point. But then I was like, no, I don't think so, because I don't think that, I'm still not sure like the actual like layout of this park and how I want it to be, but I was like, I'm not sure that there's going to be too much stuff behind this building anyway, or there might be water, I just don't know. So I ended up making it 1 story, and you can see I'm like adding this stuff that's it's not going to be there. And if you'll see in a minute or so. But I spent a little bit of time on this, and yeah, it was kind of a waste, but that's okay. That's part of the experience, right? So oh my gosh, my cat is just, this always happens where I'm trying to record something and my cats get busy and they start messing with things. So anyway, if you hear anything in the background, it's probably one of my cats. They're very busy. And one of them likes to knock things over, so that's fun. Yep, he's knocking something over. Yep, that was him. So if you heard something. Anyway, so yeah, so I was trying to remember what I had made those little Twinkie things, Twinkie shapes out of. They're like, I think they're the tin ceiling pieces or something, but they remind me of Twinkies for some reason. So yeah, I made that. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm like blanking right here. I guess I need to speed up this part a little bit. And I might come back because I feel like this is taking a little too long. But I don't know. That's part of the creative process, I guess. So I apologize for kind of staying on this part for a little bit because it's not super interesting. But anyway, yeah, okay. Now I'm finally deleting that second story. You can see there. But one thing, you know, like these little food buildings, they were not something that I really liked to make when I first started playing Planet Coaster. But now I kind of like them. I don't know, maybe it's because you can make them to where the guests will go inside, and maybe that's why I like them now. I don't know, but I've been trying to just add a little bit more detail to them, and like columns or more signage, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And what I found is that there are so many pieces in Planet Coaster that I have not used, or I didn't even know existed. And so if you are, I don't know, if you need like any inspiration, or maybe you just like, you're like me and you think like building this stuff is boring, and just wanted to encourage you, you know, you can kind of look around, see what's available in the create mode, and you might be surprised with what's there. I'm really into like the neon signs right now, so you'll see in a second. I place like the basic neon or like basic lit signs for these food, this little food building, and it just adds a little bit of interest to the building. You know, otherwise this is a pretty boring building, right? It's basically gray. There's not a lot going on. It's a rectangle. So having some more signage, things like that, or some interesting lighting can really add to your design and make it just a little more interesting and give it a little more character. So that's one little tidbit you can use, hopefully. Another thing is like those giant the lit bathroom signs. I've been using those a lot too. And I wish that you could change the color because they're white. So I wish you could change the color on those, but I think they look pretty cool though. Yeah, so anyway, I was trying to figure out what light I wanted to use, and I ended up just using like the very basic these basic modern looking sort of lamp posts. So these are like my default for everything,
because they're, you know, they're just kind of plain, but they get the job done. So anyway, I might speed this up a little bit. This is taking a little bit too long. I don't know, maybe not. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Bear with me, guys. Of course, you can fast forward, do whatever the heck you want if you don't want to see this part. Anyway, I'm just adding some little scenery to it, and you will see. Yeah, I'm adding my neon basic signs to it. And originally I had the chow mein chow store in there, but there wasn't like a basic neon sign for noodles. So then I switched it out to the Chiki store. So I could use like the little chicken sign. Yeah, so I'm probably going to come back to this building eventually, just to jazz it up a little bit more. I'll probably add some more scenery around it, some more trees or something. And Michael would be proud of me. I do add a little backstage area to this little shop, and I put some recycling bins in the back. If you have seen any of my videos, I am not big on realism. I'm just, this is a game, and so for me, I'm just like, I don't care too much about if there's a parking lot in my park, and I don't care if there are trash bins or not. But I sometimes I might be in the mood, and I'll be like, oh, I'll have this little AC unit and call it a day. But yeah, moving right along. After this, there is some coaster building, so that's kind of towards the end of the video. If you do want to skip ahead, you totally can. I'm not going to be offended. And I think I add in another ride as well near the coaster. So I'm still debating on a name for this park. And I might end up redoing the first coaster I built, the spinning one, just because it's getting old. Or I might I'm not sure. Do you guys know, like, there's the refurbish option, and then there's some other option where it's like it sets the time back on the ride a little bit so that it's no longer old, or like it goes back to being I don't know, the age is it changes the age. I can't remember what that option is called, but I might do that for my my spinning coaster. So okay, yeah, so you can see how my little shop turned out. I think it looks pretty good, and it kind of matches the Electrify coaster. So placing trash bins. I feel like that's like the very last thing that I ever do, and sometimes I forget about it, and then I'm like, what the heck, why is there all this trash? It's like, I didn't place any trash bins. Okay, now we are on to the coaster part. So I decided to use the vector launch coaster. This might be one of my favorite coasters to build, just because I really like the launch aspect, the launch aspect of it. And guys, I had no idea, like, I didn't have a plan. I don't know much about coasters anyway. I'm not a big roller coaster person. I did not have a plan, and I was just thinking about oh dang, whatever that coaster is at Cedar Point. And then I was like, maybe I'll do something like that. And then I was like, no. is it Millennium? It's probably Millennium Force. I think that's the name of it. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do that because I feel like a lot of people do that similar design in their parks. So I was like, no. So then I changed it, and I kind of just, I was winging it. I mean, I wing it every time, but I really was winging it on this part. So, yeah, I was just testing, testing to see if it would make it up that first climb, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. But, and I do fast forward on this, so you guys aren't seeing like every little thing that I do on the coaster. I fast forwarded, I edited out the parts where I was testing or going through a run through of the test. Does that make sense? Going through the testing. Anyway, so you don't have to see that a billion times. But I am showing this first basic layout that I do, just so you can see the process. And I'm kind of just doing whatever I feel like looks cool. I knew I wanted the coaster to interact with the launch area, so I ended up doing I think I ended up doing an inline twist. Maybe it was a roll. I don't know the difference between those. I feel like it was a twist though. And that part was pretty tricky, just because those rolls and twists, they tend to, at least for me, they tend to impact my fear rating a lot, and so. And I think my coaster was going way too fast over that part, so I had to redo that a few times. But I think the end result came out pretty good. And this coaster actually, normally it takes me a really long time to actually create a coaster that isn't crazy, like the G-force isn't crazy. Once I got the general layout, I did my first run through of the test, and the G-force actually wasn't at 20, or the fear rating wasn't at 20, and normally it is when I'm making a coaster, at least the first time. So this one wasn't that bad. I think I've put in the first run through on here, so you can see the score, and then I think I can't remember exactly what I edited, but I think I edited out the run-throughs, but I kept like the main edits that you can see. Gosh, I'm not making sense. It's late at night as I do this. I really apologize. I'm not really being very articulate on this video. So sorry. Oh, so anyway, yeah, so you can see it's going through the run through. Yeah, I really like those zero G rolls. I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, so you can see like my fear was at like 7 something. That's not bad for me for the first time. So I think my coaster building is getting a little bit better every single time that I do one. And Michael he's helping me a little bit to kind of understand what makes your fear rating go up so much. And a lot of it does have to do with the smoothing, as far as I can tell. But there are some things that you can do, like I tend to not really edit the pre-made loops and twists and stuff, just because I'm like, I mean, why would I, But Michael showed me that you can edit those things, and especially with like banking and things like that. Banking really helps to lessen the G forces somehow. Don't ask me how that happens. But anyway, he was saying that banking really helps, especially, you know, on the turns and things like that. So, so yeah. Oh, so anyway, what else is going on here? Yeah, I did want to have 2 cars. I tend to, yeah, see, so my excitement got to green that time. Yeah, I realized my coaster was not clearing that twist there. So, oh, it's a heartline roll. It's a heartline roll. Okay. So I had to redo that, I think, a few more times, and then I finally got it right. Yeah, but I really do like the twists and the rolls. I think those are pretty cool. What aspect do you all like as far as when it comes to inversions? Like, do you like the loops? What are your favorites to build? Or I guess I'll ask, what's your favorite coaster to build in the game? I tend to like, I mean, I do like the launch coasters, but I tend to like the floorless coasters. I don't know why. And yeah, I don't really build a lot of the wooden ones. I think the reason for that is because I don't like the wooden the wooden ones in real life. And I don't know, I don't like how the supports look. It just looks really cluttered to me. So that's probably the reason. Yeah, so now like I edit it and then it's like terrible. So what I ended up doing there, I think I ended up just changing the speed of my launch. Yeah. And then that made everything green after that. My coaster was going too fast, and I just adjusted it just a little bit, and that made everything green. And I know, you know, like Michael, he says, you know, those score ratings in the game, they don't really make a difference. But me being me, I like to have everything green when I'm building coaster. So maybe you're like me. Hopefully that's not just me. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure other people do that. So anyway, so that's the last part of the coaster, I think. So that's the finished result. Which that was a pretty quick coaster build on my part. Normally it takes me hours. So that one was not bad. That wasn't bad. So now I decided to set back the coaster a little bit towards the back, or to the far right of the park. So that's going to be the only that's going to be the main ride over there. And then I just decided to put a little claw, I think it's the iron claw, in between there. So I think that looks good. I called this coaster Sun Flare, and I think I made it orange eventually. Yeah, that seems right. So, and that's about it for this video. I just show a little bit of the pathing that I did. I ended up doing the cattle pin. I know some people don't like the cattle pin, but I like it just because I like to put a lot of scenery and plants in between the lanes in the path. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If there's anything that you would like to see or anything that you think should be in my park, let me know.
I know I will eventually need to add water to this park. Right now there's nothing, everything's pretty flat. So if you have any ideas, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.